afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. My name is Gina Melendez, and I'm going to be working on my first assignment, which is the icebreaker, which I'm calling So Who is Gina? Right, so here's some basic information about me. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Southbridge, Massachusetts. I currently live in Worcester. I'm a site lead leader at Parker Hannafin, located in Devens, Massachusetts. And when I thought about, okay, what do I need to do to prepare my speech to be ready for everyone, I talked to Doreen after. I said, do I type up my speech? Do I sit down and type every single word? Should I do bullets? Should I wing it? You know, I wasn't sure. And then I remembered last year around this time, I was going for an interview in Connecticut, and I sat at a Starbucks and said, so who is Gina? Who is she? And I took a piece of paper out and literally put a circle in the middle that says Gina's Vision on Life. And what that was pretty much who I am and all the elements that I'm going to be talking about tonight. So I'm going to start with my career and my educational background. From there, I'm going to talk about some different areas that include my focus on wellness and the importance of that, having a continuous improvement mindset, and a few other things that have to do with activities related to manufacturing in the U.S., career development, and working with nonprofits. I might not hit those in that order, but those are the topics that I'm going to be covering. So first off, for my career, my educational background, I have a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering from WPI. I have a master's in operations management from RPI, which they have a satellite campus in Hartford, Connecticut. So that's where I was able to do that at night while I started there. I started my career in automotive. I did internships at General Motors and Ford Motor Company, and I thought I was going to graduate and design car engines and become a race car driver on the side. I did my first internship and found that although I appreciated design engineers, design was not for me. What I really wanted to do was be in manufacturing. When I did my co-op or internship at General Motors, I started to learn about Six Sigma. I started to learn about continuous improvement. Unfortunately, when I graduated, the automotive industry was going down. So even though I had a job offer from Ford Motor Company, my supervisor from that summer was nice enough to give me a heads up and say, pursue other options. So from there, I went to a career fair. I was a member of the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers, and went to the United Technologies booth, and that's how I learned about Pratt & Whitney. And they had a rotational program that I interviewed for. The leverage that I had that day was that I already had a job offer for Ford Motor Company that I needed to respond to the next day by close of business. So at the end of my interview, I said, you know, he asked me if I had any constraints or any time commitment with any other offers, and I said, yes, I have to respond to Ford Motor Company tomorrow. So he ended up giving me the offer right then and there before I left. So that was the first, that first moment of learning how to leverage different things so that I could get something that I wanted. From there, I continued and learned more about manufacturing engineering and grew a passion for operations management. During that rotational program, I became a cell leader and saw what it was like to be a shop floor supervisor. And what I kept thinking back to were my parents. They're machinists, and they unfortunately lost their jobs due to not being profitable enough, or just, yeah, actually that was it. They weren't profitable enough, so they unfortunately were forced into retirement. So I said, it is my passion to make sure that that doesn't happen to anyone else. So then I thought back to the continuous improvement. So how do I mold continuous improvement in operations management and make everybody's job easier and every company I work for competitive? So as I was starting to do that, I found, hey, there's a lot of manufacturing, but a lot of my employees, the average age is in late 50s. So where's that pipeline? So that's when I started getting involved with speaking at different Society of Manufacturing Engineering conventions and workshops to reach out to students and tell them that manufacturing is not a dirty job, it's actually a great job, and if you really want to see something really come together, you know, that's where you get to see it. So then from there, you know, I kept learning more about continuous improvement. I got really excited and I found that I was able to communicate that by leveraging my parents' story as a starting point with working with my employees and others around there. So over time, I was able to engage a lot of people to see a vision and work together to make an improvement happen. So from there, I then started saying, hey, it seems like I'm really good at this. It seems like I'm really good at getting people to think about how they can do things better in their work. So maybe I can do the same thing with their lives. So what I decided to do was focus on myself first and use myself as an example. So 2 years ago, I lost 50 pounds. I started doing CrossFit, so I can lift this if I needed to. And from there, I just, again, use that as another platform to engage people and see that if you put a plan together, you do those actions, you check in with yourself, are you making progress? And if you're not, you act upon it. So that goes back to that whole continuous improvement mindset, PDCA, plan, do, check, act. And it really does relate to a lot of different things. So, in an essence, that's everything that I do, that's everything about me. And if you have any questions after this, feel free to